59-year-old Michael Santomauro has lived on the south side of Hilton Head Island since 2015 after working in New York City. Working as an editorial director, you still run a website from here on the island. Mr. Santomauro, I'm asking everybody who's running for mayor to take that background and tell us why that makes you uniquely qualified to be the mayor of Hilton Head Island.
Well, I've been a student of politics for all my life. I've majored in political science. I've been involved in political advocacy and free speech advocacy and human rights advocacy. And I've been self-employed since the age of 19. I've owned several businesses. I actually retired from the business community at the age of 40, a self-made millionaire. But I've pursued intellectual pursuits in publishing on historical matters of 20th century politics and history since the year 1999.
And that makes you uniquely qualified from a perspective?
Well, it makes me qualified to understand how systems work.
Okay.
And also how to relate to the entrepreneurial segment of our economy and the investor class. And I have an open door policy where if I become mayor, I will visit all the businesses on their premises, or they can come to my office. I want to get to know all the people that are important to our economy.
All the different stakeholders. You've had some controversial thoughts on some different historical issues. I don't want to get into that. If you don't want to get into that, you've said it has nothing to do with how you want to run the town of Hilton Head Island. Let's talk about how you do.
Well, I just want to address it because for a lot of people it's a concern.
Okay.
It will not affect my job as mayor, but being mayor of Hilton Head is a strong voice. We're a $2 billion island economy. And there are concerns that people think that we will get boycotts if I become mayor. Well, the fact of the matter is Oliver Stone supports my thesis. I will even go as far to say that Donald Trump is also supportive of my thesis. There's nothing controversial about it. Almost half the country understands that there's always going to be a different point of view about any historical period.
There you go. All right. Your biggest priority on the island. What's our biggest need?
Well, there's several. One of them is that we definitely have to have 100% transparency on town council meetings. We have to make sure not to misuse any of our public funds. One of the town council members dipped into our public funds at the tune of $205,000 to sue somebody because her feelings were hurt. And the resolution was unanimous on the town council meeting. I don't think a public official should be getting their feelings hurt, because that's part of the job of being a public official, and then using public funds to sue the person who's slandered
Although
them.
that person was also sued, should the town defend her in a lawsuit from a private citizen?
Well, my understanding is that she initiated the lawsuit.
Okay, well, there have been lawsuits back and forth.
Well, that's different
okay.
if it's the other way around.
All right.
But the most essential part of the essence of my campaign is that we should have a growth moratorium. That's what it means, temporary. And I think we should have a freeze on any new construction for the next 4 years on business development or residential development. The only exception would be medical facilities or wellness centers.
Why?
Well, we have 958 people per square mile. That's 10 times the national average. Myrtle Beach has got about 1,400 people per square mile. So in terms of traffic, Myrtle Beach, for instance, can handle their 1,400 people per square mile because you can go around the corner. Here, we only have 2 major venues, and if we get overcrowded, we'll have an environmental crisis. And I want people who live on the plantation to understand that it's not inconceivable 15, 20 years down the road, if we become too crowded, that there could be a court order that says these gated communities have to open up their roads to the public because there's not enough access to get to the public access beaches, and people could be dying of heart attacks trying to get to the hospital. I mean, it's just overbuilt, it's overcrowded, it doesn't have that rustic feel of a beach town. We should have stopped development 10 years ago.
All right. Then how would you feel? How do you feel then about the bridge, the sales tax for the bridge? Would you, for the, the development of the 3 lanes each way, would you say no, or do you say yes because we still do need it?
Well, I don't think we should be doing the sales tax. Okay. I think it's too early. We should reevaluate where we want to go with our developments and how much we want to grow in terms of tourism. Right now, we have 2.6 million visitors a year. 4 years ago, it was 2.1. And I think if we reach over 3 million, we're going to choke ourselves. Now, if we were to reach 3 million where we would redistribute the visitors coming here in the winter, that would be acceptable. The problem is that we don't have a market for the winter. When hotels are charging...
We might soon, climate change. We won't go there.
But right now, you know, hotels are charging $350, $400 a night. They drop down to $79 a night because they're trying to attract people. We can't compete with Florida in terms of how cheap, it's not much of an expense to go to Florida during the winter months. So we're never going to be able to capture that market.
Okay. Interesting thoughts. I appreciate your input on all of this. Good luck to you. Website for folks to find out more about your candidacy.
electmichaelformayor.com. electmichaelformayor.com.
All right. Great to meet you.
Right,
Great
thank you.
And good luck in your campaign. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Michael Santomauro.